dried fish, dried beans, dried peas, dried vegetables. So the food was very bland, and spices were very popular and very expensive. This is a type of small spice box that they used, and they would put their spices in here. And the spices had to come from the Mideast and India, and they had to travel on long journeys to get to Spain or England or France. And each country that they went through, they were taxed. So by the time they arrived, they were quite expensive. They had things like nutmeg. This is a nutmeg. They would grind it. They had cinnamon, and one of the most popular and expensive was little tiny black peppers. These are really tiny. They were very popular, but everybody liked to have some spices with their food. Plus, it was a status symbol for the wealthy to serve spices. Sometimes they'd even serve spices in special little bowls on the table. The meats, they brought horses, cattle, pigs, sheep, and chickens. When they got to the New World, they could have eggs, and they had fresh dairy, they had milk, they could make cheese. They also brought wheat, seeds, and plants. These are some of the biscuits that they ate on the ship, and these were extremely hard. Here they're like rocks, so they're just made out of flour and water and baked. And these could keep very well on the damp ships. Sometimes they got weevils, but you could still eat them for years. And they were also good to travel. You could put them in your pouch or your pocket and take them with you. Some of the things they were looking for, like you say, were spices. But when they got here to the New World, they saw the people, the Indian people here, which they called Indians, because they really thought they were in India. But they were looking for spices, and the only spices they found was red chili powder and paprika. And they used paprika quite a bit. They loved the paprika. It was made from a ground pepper plant, and they used this to preserve their meat and their foods, especially chorizo. That's the ancestor of chorizo. They would spice it, and it would keep a long time. There wasn't too much meat in the New World. They didn't have the meat that we are used to eating now. Mostly it was turkey. And one of the favorite things, and my favorite thing that they found in the New World, does anybody know what the food of the gods was? Chocolate. They discovered chocolate. The Mayans and the Incas and the Aztecs loved chocolate. And they considered this a sacred beverage. And they didn't have sugar. They would put chili powder in it or vanilla. And vanilla was native to the New World. It's made from an orchid plant. So they mixed this into a bitter drink, and the Spanish took it to Spain, and then the influence of the chocolate, it went all around Europe. And in 1657, they opened the first chocolate house in London, and they mixed it with sugar, and it became very popular. It was kind of the Starbucks of the day. Everybody went there to the chocolate shop. You would meet your friends there and enjoy the chocolate. And they also considered it as a health drink. It was supposed to revive your health and make you healthier. Today, so we have a vast assortment of foods to enjoy from both the New World and the Old World. And the Day of the Dead celebration has many foods that were a combination of the two cultures. And I have for everybody a recipe if they would like. One of them is bread of the dead. This is a recipe using wheat flour from the Old World, and it's made into bones or skeletons or different shapes. And the other recipe is soup of the dead. This is a soup made of New World and Old World food. So if you like it, at the end, I'll be happy to give you a recipe. I hope you enjoyed your short journey to the New World, and our next speaker will be Juan.
That is the limit of my Spanish. Hold on one more. Gracias. We will tell you a little bit of the tales, and it won't be too long, so you'll be able to go over to the parade. We will tell you the tales of when we came here, and some of the things we had to go through. We came in the 1500s. Oh, Christopher Columbus, 1492. Everybody remembers that, right? Okay. Spain, of course, was all in the Caribbean. South America, Central America, and there were the islands, like Senor Caso said, Puerto Rico, Cuba. The islands were Spanish provinces. Some of the explorers who came here, because they discovered these certain islands, became the governors of those islands. Christopher Columbus was a governor. Ponce de Leon was a governor. These explorers became governors. And when they went out exploring again, Juana didn't tell you that, but their wives took over and they ran the government while their husbands were away. Something we don't know. But when we got here, we got to the New World, we see people on the shores. They see us. Big wooden monsters coming towards them under the shore. What are these? They didn't know. And they see humans, but different than them. Are they here to take our land? Are they here to help us? They didn't know. We didn't know what we would find. So we came from Europe in the days of knights of gold. They wore armor. And we came to America, to the New World, to the Caribbean. Legs, arms, helmets, closed helmets. But we get to this warm tropical climate. And there is beaches, sand, swamp, heat, bugs. Well, we're still wearing armor. Wait a minute. So we stopped and said, we need the armor because we have some problems with some of the people that we met here. And of course some of the other nations who would try to take the land from us. So we reduced our armor. We took off some of the armor. Made it maybe a little cooler, a little more accessible to walk, to run, to go through the swamps. So we reduced it, but we kept the vital pieces of the armor. The helmet or the morion that you always see in sketches of the conquistadors. Notice it's curved. It would take the blows of the sword, curved, take it off the helmet. He would wear a gorget, protect the vital organ right here. The weak spot in your neck, the gorget. The shoulders, which were articulated so he could move. And of course the breastplate, and we keep the breastplate on, both on the front and the back. Spears, arrows, go off with the armor. He would have a small shield. The shield is called a buckler, a small shield. Easy to carry, to put it on his belt when he's going through swampy areas or woods. And it's called a buckler. It could also be used as a weapon. Don't scare the You see his sword, small, very good for going through tight areas, swamps again. Not heavy like the big broadswords from over in Europe. He would have gloves or gauntlets. And the gauntlets were, again, articulated. His fingers could move. He could pick up a doubloon, no problem. You could also use this for a weapon too. He would wear the thigh legs, and they were articulated at the knees. The cuisse, as they called it. And they were articulated too. So the armor was essential, but it was reduced some to come here to the New World. Now when they came on the ships, one of the things they wrote in their dragons in this new world, you know what they saw? Alligators. They didn't know what alligators were. They were dragons. And so they would come to this world. Sometimes, of course, we know throughout history, the natives and the conquistadors did not get along. We know that. Also, there was times when they did get along. Many missions were created up in the panhandle of Florida, where the Native Americans and the Spanish worked together at the missions. They had their own territory outside the missions, but they worked together. So there was times, though, of course, when it was not good. But it was history. All history is not good, but it's history.
I am a Moor, past times, my people and the Spanish fought, and for a short